And when you hear your name, please come up to the podium and give us your name and address. Application number 186-26, Patrick Laskowski. Permission to leave deck 6 by 10, having rear yard of 16 feet instead of required 25 feet, and shed having side yard of 1.1 feet instead of required 2 feet. Residence A District, north side of South Harrison Avenue, 340.09 feet east of Bryan Drive, East Islip.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Your name and address?
Patrick Laskowski, 15 South Harrison Avenue, East Islip, 11730.
All right, and you're here for the deck and the shed?
Correct, yes.
All right, any questions from the board?
No question. Nope.
Planning, any comments? You answering for the board? Planning, any comments?
It looks like an entrance platform. I don't really see it as a big deal.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? All right, can I get a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion, we grant the application.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Application's granted.
Thank you.
Good night.
Application number 187-26, Brian and Christina Daddy. Permission to install in-ground pool, leaving front yard on a through lot of 18.6 feet, and pool equipment having front yard of 6 feet instead of required 25 feet each. Residence AA District, 278 Cluster, north side of Sejon Drive, 695.3 feet west of Amy Drive, through lot to Montauk Highway, Sayville.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Amy DeVito, Woodhull Expediting with offices at 800 Veterans Memorial Highway, Hapog, New York. So we are proposing to remove the existing in-ground pool, which was certificated back in 1984, and proposing to erect a new swimming pool. We're actually bringing the pool into more conformity than what was originally approved for the existing pool. The reason why we're proposing to place the pool where it is because it is not recommended to install an in-ground pool where another in-ground pool once was, I guess, for stability of the earth, et cetera. That was per a conversation I had with an engineer and also the pool company. There are a couple of swimming pools in the area that are located on similar through lots right on Sejon Drive. One in particular, 89 Sejon Drive, had a pool as recently as 2016 that looks like it's been removed. It was pretty close to the property line, definitely within 25 feet of the through lot. And then 85 Sejon also has a pool that looks to be about the same distance that we're requesting. I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions at this time? Planning, any comments?
The only reason they need a variance is because it's a through lot to Montauk Highway. Otherwise, this would be completely conforming, so I don't have an issue with it.
Okay, is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? You would come over and...
I'll leave the survey up here.
Your name and address, ma'am?
Yes, good evening, everybody. My name is Joanne Render. I live at 69 Sejon Drive. I am the next door neighbor to Christina and Brian Daddy. They moved in 3 years ago. I live in my home 54 years, so I'm aware of that pool that's been oversized, and it was installed improper, very close to my property line. So I'm here tonight just to see, I hear that they're going to remove it and install a smaller pool. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, you live at 69?
Yes.
So it's nowhere near her property, correct?
So that pool
It's on the other
is
side?
6 feet to my property line.
Yeah, the new pool will be on the opposite side of the yard, in terms of side yard conforming location, but on the opposite side of the yard, yes.
It's going to be on the opposite side?
It'll be closer
Yes.
to 61.
So 61.
It's closer to 61, and it's off of their property in accordance with the code.
So it's going to be reversed, the property?
Yeah, and they don't need a variance for the side yard location.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Have a good.
Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? No? All right, take a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the application.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Application's granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw we were losing him.
That's what I was trying to figure out if it's the corner.
I thought he was gonna do it, and I saw we were losing him.
Yeah.
Application number 188-26, Brendan Horton and Jill Horton Revocable Trusts. Permission to leave shed having rear yard of 3.4 feet and side yard of 3.9 feet instead of required 4 feet each. Residence A District, south side of Sea Spray Lane, 78.52 feet east of Sequoms Lane, West Islip.
Good evening, Chairman Diana Laspisa with Morano Expediting Services, P.O. Box 39, Bethpage, New York, 11714, here on behalf of the property owner, Brendan Horton, and I'm here before you requesting permission to maintain the existing shed. My client had obtained a permit for a generator in 2024, and at the time of making the permit for the generator is when it came about that the shed was illegal. The shed was purchased and installed in 1997. It has had no complaints from any of the neighbors. It's used strictly for storage. It's fairly screened from the neighboring properties, and it's a very minor relaxation, 3.9 off the side and 3.4 off the rear.
Okay, any questions from the board?
No question.
Planning, any comments?
No comment.
Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to grant the application.
Take a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, application is granted.
Thank you.
Application number 189-26, Matthew and Christina Solomito. Permission to install in-ground pool leaving side yard of 8 feet instead of required 10 feet, pool patio leaving side yard of 4 feet instead of required 6 feet, and to leave driveway on side property line not having required setback of 4 feet. Residence B District, north side of Elm Street, 656 feet west of Coates Avenue, Holbrook.
Good evening again, Diana Laspisa with Morano Expediting here on behalf of the property owners, and we're here requesting permission for the proposed in-ground pool as well as maintaining the existing driveway. The reason for the 8-foot setback off the side yard for the proposed in-ground pool is to kind of maintain the safe distance, which is the 20-foot required from Suffolk County Health Department off the sewer system, which is located in the backyard. So that is what the 8-foot side yard will help facilitate. In regards to the driveway, this street is a very narrow street. It's about 18 to 20 feet wide. So when and it's a dead end, they're the second to last house on the dead end. So when there is somebody parked in the street, it's a little bit hard. You can't, like, 2 cars can't pass. So off-street parking is essential here. Within the past few years, him and his neighbor did make the changes to the driveway, and it is consistent with some other homes in the neighborhood that do have the driveways at 0 feet. It wasn't always a requirement to maintain that setback off the side yard setback. So they are hoping, just because of the fact that the street being so narrow, they would be able to maintain the driveway.
Okay, any questions from the board at this time?
No questions.
Planning, any comments for us?
No comment.
Okay. Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? I'll take a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the application.
All in favor? Aye. Application's granted.
Thank you.
Application number 190-26, Josephine Sforza. Permission to leave roofed-over patio having rear yard of 22 feet instead of required 25 feet, and detached garage having rear yard of 3.7 feet instead of required 4 feet. Residence B District, south side of Thomas Street, 90 feet west of Jefferson Avenue, Brentwood.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Len Crick, Island-Wide Permit Services, office at 86 Center Street in Ronkonkoma. Members, since the only town record for the property at 180 Thomas Street in Brentwood is a note stating that the residence was built in 1947, we're obtaining certificates of compliance for the house, a detached garage, and a rear roof off of the house. The one-car detached garage was probably built around the same time as the house in 1947, maintaining its location since then, holding a rear yard setback that's just 3 to 4.
I think we all got it.
Okay.
Excellent job with this way.
Planning, any comments?
No comment. He did a good job.
Certainly brought a gun to a knife fight.
He did. Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to grant the application.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Application's granted.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours.
Application number 191-26, Thomas and Amanda Cronin. Permission to install in-ground pool leaving side and rear yards of 7 feet instead of required 10 feet each, and pool patio leaving side yard of 2.5 feet and rear yard of 3 feet instead of required 6 feet each. Residence B District, southwest corner of Hunter Avenue and Morris Avenue, West Islip.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. I'm Chris Doty, professional engineer. I am representing Thomas and Amanda Cronin.
And your address, sir?
I'm sorry, 10 Baywood Lane, Bayport, New York, 11705.
Okay.
The request is to put in a new swimming pool and a patio on the corner lot of 308 Hunter.
It's on the back.
The variance here is for the setbacks for the rear and side yard.
Historically, we prefer you take either the side yard or the rear yard. Which yard would you like?
Pardon me?
We'll give you one or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah, one's gotta comply.
Mr. Cronin? I have a,
Planning, is there anything else that you have?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have anything else besides?
so either we move it, so the patio and the pool.
Pool,
Pool.
pool, one side's gotta comply.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm Thomas Cronin. I'm the owner of the house.
Your name and address on the,
Thomas Cronin, 308 Hunter Avenue.
which side would you like to comply?
So when I look at it, the compliance would be from, the back side would be 10 feet? Is that, what is the actual compliance?
Right now, you're asking for
I'm asking-
7 and 7, and we're
Mass per
saying
7, and it's 10 from the rear?
10 from the rear or 10
And-
from the side. One of them's got to comply.
And it has to, there's no give or take with that a little bit, or no?
That's, we're giving you one.
You're giving one?
We're giving you one and we're taking.
Can't break the rules a little bit more, or no? No, that's it? I guess when it comes to that, I'd be happier bringing it back the extra 3 feet from the rear than coming all the way from the side, then, I guess. That makes more sense to me.
Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? Planning anything else or anything? No. All right, I'll take a motion, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion that we deny the application. However, grant so much the application that one side of the property, with respect to the pool, must comply.
He wanted the side yard.
You want the side yard?
So you're gonna deny rear yard.
For the side yard to comply.
I think it would make
Why
more
not let him
sense
make that decision
to
down the line?
comply from the rear, because I'm asking, that'd be 10 feet, right?
Wait, wait, wait,
Yes.
wait. We're talking over each
Yeah.
other. Wait,
Okay, sorry.
hang on.
Yep.
I think your application's right.
Yeah.
Let him make
With-
that.
With, one side's gotta comply, whichever side you want.
No, I completely
No, let me
understand.
finish. You
Okay.
can't keep interrupting people. Interrupt your family, don't interrupt us. One side has to comply, whichever side you want. If you change your mind in the middle of the night, you wake up 3 in the morning, you can make.
You don't have to decide now.
I guess I'm just asking a question then, if that's okay.
That's fine.
From the rear, I could be 10 feet. Is that what we're saying? And then,
Correct.
so as long as that's 10 feet, then I'm okay.
One of them's going to have to be 10 feet.
That's all I was asking. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yep, okay.
You
Sorry.
can decide, you can ask other people maybe.
Yeah, okay. So I don't have to decide that right
So we've got a motion. Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so one side.
All right, forget this, I'm doing 2 glasses. Application number 192-26, Eric Stelz and Mackenzie Jones. Permission to erect one-story addition, 5.5 by 34.1 irregular, leaving front yard of 19.4 feet instead of required 25 feet. Residence B District, east side of Auburn Avenue, 155 feet north of Bayview Avenue, Bay Shore.
Good evening. My name is Leo DeBobes. My address is 81 West Avenue, West Sayville. I'm here on behalf of the owners, Mackenzie Jones, who is my daughter, and her husband, my son-in-law, Eric Stelz. They just happen to be traveling this week, so I would like to speak on their behalf. In this case, they recently purchased the adjacent lot from the town of Islip CDA, and as a result, they want to simply extend the side of their house 5.5 feet. And what this is requesting is to maintain the existing front wall. So instead of the 25-foot clearance between the front of the house, it would be the existing 19.4. So the extension, that 5-foot extension, would mirror the rest of the house and maintain consistency with the house and the neighborhood, so it would be identical clearance to the street.
I'm just a little confused. You told us that they purchased the property to the south, which formerly owned by the CDA?
Correct.
So won't they have sufficient?
It's a front yard setback relaxation.
It's the front yard setback. They would have, in theory, maybe had a side yard issue, but they resolved that by purchasing the property.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any
I
other
believe
questions from
that
the board?
address is 21, and they have merged the
Yep.
the properties into one.
Planning, any other comments?
No, they're staying in line with a one-story addition. I don't think that's an issue.
Okay, is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? Take a motion, please. All in favor? Aye. Application's granted.
Thank you very much.
Application number 193-26, Angel Pacheco, permission to establish accessory apartment pursuant to Islip Town Code Section 68-602, to leave above-ground pool having side yard of 12 feet instead of required 18 feet, and shed having side yard of 1.2 feet instead of required 2 feet. Residence AA District, west side of Bright Shore Boulevard, 380.06 feet south of Locust Drive, Bay Shore.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Roxanne Trella, Dynamic Expediting Services, with offices at 231 Islip Avenue, Islip, New York. We are here tonight to establish an accessory apartment. The apartment is 495 square feet. The dwelling is owner occupied, and the driveway can accommodate the vehicles. However, it was denied by engineering so that we could repair the roadway. So depending on the response tonight, we will apply for a DPW permit and get that taken care of. We're also here for a above-ground pool having a side yard of 12 feet instead of the required 18 feet, and a shed having a side yard of 1.2 feet instead of the required 2 feet. The shed is a very small shed. It's about 8 by 4, and the pool is an above-ground pool. I did speak to the owner, and I did ask him if the pool should ever have to be replaced. Could it be placed into a conforming location should the board see fit to approve the application, and he did agree to that.
I have no comment.
Yes. Yes, I did speak to the property owner. He was actually going to go speak with the neighbor and take care of the issue and make sure that it wouldn't be an issue going forward.
/26, Samantha Morris and Nicholas Morris, permission to leave two-story dwelling having side yard of 5.1 feet instead of required 14 feet, and floor area ratio of 31.22% instead of permitted 25%, and to leave patios on side property lines not having required setback of 4 feet. Residence A District, northeast corner of Beatrice Avenue and Rockaway Street, West Islip.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Roxanne Trella, Dynamic Expediting Services, with offices at 231 Islip Avenue, Islip, New York. And we will be requesting an adjournment on this matter tonight.
Okay, we got a time, date or open adjournment?
It's a little involved, so I imagine you're going to need some time for some research. The research has been undertaken, but Roxanne hasn't received back a lot of information yet from her FOIL requests, so.
Is there anyone else here on this application tonight?
Do you want to say, like, May 26th?
May
Day after
26th.
That's the day after Memorial Day. Is
That's
that
fine.
Okay.
All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn to May 26th. Motion. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye, all right. May 26th.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Application number 195-26, Emily and Matthew Becaris. Permission to install in-ground pool, leaving side yard and rear yard of 5 feet instead of required 10 feet each, and pool patio, leaving side yard and rear yard of 3 feet instead of required 6 feet each. To leave shed having side yard of 0.4 feet instead of required 2 feet, and rear yard landscaping of 38% instead of required 40%. Residence B District, south side of Washington Avenue, 73.4 feet east of Higbee Lane, West Islip.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. In light of the board's recent comments, Mr. and Mrs. Becaris are prepared to... Oh, I'm sorry. Anthony Powell, 9 Humphrey Lane, Blue Point, New York, 11715. In light of the board's recent comments, Mr. and Mrs. Bakaris, the homeowners are prepared to revise the proposal so that way the pool will comply on one side, and we would respectfully request the board's consideration of the remaining relief needed to allow the project to continue.
So wait, what would it would be 10 feet and then 5 feet on one side?
Yes.
5 feet is still a bit substantial, in my opinion, but it is a small backyard for what it's worth. So I do think they have a bit of a hardship in that sense.
Anyone else like to be heard in this matter? You know which side?
It'll be the side yard. Side yard will comply, rear yard will require the relief. Rear yard variance. Sorry, thank you. 5 feet.
I left it in the board's decision.
That wasn't my question. Do we have any 5 foot?
No,
I can see, what about, I can see one courthouse away.
not that was a board decision, mind you.
But does it exist nonetheless? What about the one right next to it? That's like on the fence. It's on 2 fences. But we don't have. It's a cramped neighborhood. What's the most we have allowed? I mean, 5 feet next to, we're down to 4. Next, we're on the other guy's property.
The closest that I saw was somebody at 6.4.
But that's 1. That's the closest.
That's what I found.
I normally see 7. I mean, that's kind of our, am I wrong, Mary? You've been at this a couple of years. What do you think about that? I think you're going to have to do better. You may want to speak to your client, but you want a 50% relaxation. And, you know, the person has to look at it, it's substantial.
Mhm.
50%.
What would the board be willing to accept?
I think 7 is what we have. 7 and 1 side complies. I don't know if you have the authority. I don't want to bind you without speaking to your client. Well, at the end of the day, does he really need to make a decision if you're going to tell him what it is? No, he doesn't, but I'm trying to be, attorney general. That's rare. Yeah, but it's illegal. Not by grant. We follow the law in this town. I'm good. All right, I'm going to make a motion of denying the application, however, grant 7 foot in the rear, 10 foot on the side, and grant the remainder of the application.
Second? Can I get a second? Second. All in favor?
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Application number 196-26, Daniel Zito and Gianna Lombardi. Permission to erect detached garage 22 by 22.5, leaving side yard of 3 feet instead of required 4 feet. Residence A District, west side of Handsome Avenue, 1,479.51 feet north of Jones Drive, Sayville.
Good evening, Daniel Arzito, 94 Handsome Avenue, Sayville, New York, 11782. Just requesting to leave a side yard of 3 feet instead of the required 4 feet for the detached garage.
Okay, any questions from the board?
No question.
Planning, any comments?
No comment.
All right, I just want to point out, I noticed that the size of this is just under 500 feet.
Yes.
So you realize that you've got to keep it under 500 feet when you put
Yes.
the exterior on it and all that.
Yes, thank you.
All right, is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? No, I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to grant the application. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye, application's granted.
Thank you.
Application number 197-26, Michael Burrell and Aaron O'Brien. Permission to erect second-story addition 24.6 by 28.6 and roofed-over deck, leaving side yard of 9.6 feet instead of required 14 feet. To leave above-ground pool having side yard of 13.7 feet instead of required 14 feet, and shed having side yard of 0.8 feet instead of required 2 feet. Residence A District, west side of Woodland Drive, 154.8 feet south of Tupelo Lane, East Islip.
So, good evening, Board. Name is Vincent Lucarelli, 9 Kirkland Drive, Greenlawn, New York. I'm the architect on the project. We're here with Michael Burrell, the homeowner. So, we're seeking a permission to construct a second-story addition over the existing first floor. The proposed second-floor addition is 685 square feet with the dimensions of 24'8" deep by 28 feet 8 inches wide. There's also going to be a rear screen porch proposed with a roof over, 12 by 16. So I guess the issue is the side yard variance, mainly on the second floor, and the roof porch. So we're seeking relief for that. There's apparently not going to be any sort of undesirable change in character of the neighborhood. Similar second-floor additions and dormers are, common in nearby homes. The addition is consistent with the architectural style. Sorry.
Do we have precedent for 9.6?
I believe when I spoke to, I don't have it written, when I spoke to the gentleman at the town, he said there was something close to that was approved recently.
Do you know who you spoke to?
It's,
A guy who said there's something.
I'm sorry.
A guy at the place.
Yeah, I believe, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have the address. I apologize.
I don't know about that.
But it's 9'6" to 14 feet.
Yeah, I know, but we need something a little more concrete.
And I don't think I spoke with him myself, but
He's a
yes,
gentleman.
there is multiple cases granted at or below this for a second story.
So the guy at the town was right.
And he was a gentleman.
I don't actually think it was me. I don't remember, but it might have been me.
He said gentleman. He said gentleman.
That's rude.
It's not a gentleman, but it's most likely.
Wasn't me.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons.
In case HR watches this. He's harassing.
But yes, it is.
Any other
there are
questions from the board?
No question.
No? Planning anything else?
Nothing else.
All right, is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? All right, I'll take a motion, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion to grant the application.
All in favor? Aye. Application is granted.
Thank you. All right. Have a nice night.
Application number 198-26, Joshua Amici Pierre. Permission to leave in-ground pool having front yard of 15.2 feet instead of required 20 feet, and rear yard of 7.7 feet instead of required 10 feet. Pool deck 30 inches in height, having front yard of 4.2 feet instead of required 15 feet, and rear yard of 0.5 feet instead of required 10 feet. Pool equipment having front yard of 5 feet instead of required 20 feet. Pergola having front yard of 4.2 feet instead of required 20 feet, and rear yard of 1.2 feet instead of required 4 feet. Shed having side yard of 1.2 feet instead of required 2 feet. Shed having rear yard of 1.3 feet instead of required 2 feet. Deck 7 inches in height on side property line, not having required setback of 4 feet. 4-foot fence and driveway site distance triangle, and 4-foot fence and intersecting street site distance triangle, both exceeding maximum height of 3 feet, and driveway having side yard of 3 feet instead of required 4 feet. Residence B District, northwest corner of East Sycamore Street and Prospect Avenue, Central Islip.
Good evening, Board of Chairman. My name is Joshua Pierre. I live 19.
Speak into the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Chairman. Okay, yeah. My name is Joshua Pierre. Live in 19 East Sycamore. I would like to have permission, please, to leave everything that I have in my applications. It's possible.
Okay. Planning, you want to walk us through this?
You look through this.
There
It's
is,
like a novel.
yeah, there's a lot here, obviously.
Yes.
Fortunately, some of it is not that big of a deal, so I'll try to just highlight the ones that I think might be concerning to the board.
Okay.
Certainly, I don't think either site obstruction should be approved. That's generally the position of the town. Beyond that, the things that stand out here are mostly the things that are kind of in the corner of the property here. So they have rear yard issue and second front yard issue.
I can see that pool being a little bit of an issue.
The pool is thankfully not the absolute worst. It's 7.7 instead of 10 on the back, and it's a second front yard of 15 instead of 20. Second front yard, I mean, you can say, obviously the board did just say tonight you'd like to farm one side. I think second front yard is a little different personally. It's a much harsher restriction. They would need 10 feet, would be conforming if it weren't for the fact that there was a crossroad there. The pool deck, on the other hand, is very close on both rear yard and the front yard there, as is the pergola that I believe is on top of that deck. So that
Do
I
we
think
have a
is a
height
bit
of
of
the
an issue.
deck?
I'm sorry?
Do we have a height of the deck?
I believe it is written on the plan here.
This is kind of a long call. Could I ask you just tell us and the gentleman, what is offensive? Not, if you don't say it's bad, it's the site triangle, it's the
Pool deck, pergola,
pool deck,
and the pergola,
and
in
the
my
pergola.
opinion.
Okay. You have some issues. Most of your application is okay. You have some issues that are not okay.
Okay.
You know what a site triangle is?
Most people.
What is it? Sorry. The side triangle? Not really, but. Okay.
In the simplest terms that I can, it's basically the area that is close to the driveway, or in your case, actually also the intersection. You have a structure that is too tall and is a concern in terms of blocking people's vision from oncoming traffic.
You talk about the fence?
The fence in this case is that, yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a triangle, but it's kind of open, like, you can see everything if you look.
It's not that open. It's, I have seen it. It's not that open.
Okay.
So you gotta move that. They'll tell you, what does the gentleman need to do? To make the site triangle okay.
I mean, just comply, yeah. Or reduce it to 3 feet, but it would probably be easier to comply in terms of the distance.
Also the pergola.
Okay.
It's in the second front yard, but it's also basically on the rear yard property line on top of the deck.
That's you're going to have to move that.
The pergola? Okay.
Remove it or move it.
Okay.
And the third is the
They have a deck that's 30 inches tall, according to the survey, that is, again, on their property line, effectively. It's,
I understand. But is the lane that kind of a little higher from that side? It's not like really, the whole floor, I mean, the whole ground is not like level. That's the reason why it probably looks so high.
If you bring it down to 18 inches, you can be 6 feet off of the property line.
Okay, so you want to bring it about 6 inches down.
You have to bring it, you got a deck down to 18 inches, then you can bring it 6 feet off the property line.
Okay.
We see you have two front doors on your house.
Yes, I am.
Are you planning to leave both? Because it's not in the fall, but you may have a problem later on. You can't have two front doors.
I mean, when I bought the house, it was like that. It's not me built it. When I bought the house, it been like that since the house is built, I believe. So I bought it like that. All right, thank you. Yeah.
Is there anyone else who'd like to be heard in this matter?
All right, motion to deny that portion of the application to the site triangle and to the pergola. Tell them which pergola, because there's two pergolas. The pergola by the pool. And to reduce the size of the deck, the height of the deck.
Yes.
30 inches to comply.
Mhm.
To grant the balance of the application. Second.
So we deny the driveway having a side yard of 3 feet? No, that's okay, right? Yeah, 4-foot fence, denied. The pergola having front yard of 4.2 is denied. And this is something on the site triangle, pergola, and
Sounds, thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, guys.
199-26, Randall Vincent Fowler and Colleen Ann Roger Fowler. Permission to erect one-story addition, leaving side yard of 12 feet instead of required 14 feet, and rear yard of 23.3 feet instead of required 25 feet, and to leave driveway on side property line, not having required setback of 4 feet. Residence B District, southeast corner of Edmore Lane South and Edmore Lane, West Islip.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Tina Weber with Bowler Fluger Architects and Graham Associates, located at 256 Orinoco Drive, Brightwaters, New York, 11718. I'm here this evening on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Fowler. We are respectfully requesting the following variances: a side yard setback of 12 feet where 14 feet is required for a proposed one-story addition at approximately 264 square feet on a corner irregular lot. A rear yard setback of 23.3 feet where 25 feet is required, which is aligned with the existing rear wall. And the permission to leave the existing driveway on the side property line. In closing, we believe the proposed work is consistent with the character of the neighborhood and would not have any negative effect on the surrounding area. And to date, we are not aware of any objections from neighboring residents. Happy to answer any questions from the board.
Any comments?
Their proposal is more conforming than the existing houses even, so no.
Does anyone else like to be heard in this matter? Take the motion, please.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Application number 200-26, U-Haul Company of Long Island Incorporated. Permission to leave fence having height of 7 feet instead of permitted 6 feet. Industrial 1 District, west side of Lincoln Avenue, 1,556.44 feet north of Church Street, Holbrook.
Good afternoon, Matthew Elward with R&M Engineering, here on behalf of U-Haul. We have some representatives from U-Haul here as well. We're seeking relief for an existing fence that runs from the northeast corner of the building to the north property line. The fence averages about 7 feet. When it was installed, it seems to be installed at an arbitrary elevation, and they carried that elevation all the way across level. So as the grade dipped off towards the north, the fence height grew in height. It's flanked on both sides by scrap yards that have 6-foot-high chain link fence with barbed wire. We don't believe that this fence is anything different than what we see on the neighboring properties. We don't believe that it really has any type of negative impact on that whole Lincoln Avenue corridor, which a lot of the properties there do have the 6-foot-high chain link fence with barbed wire.
Do you have a variance for the barbed wire? That's not permitted on
We don't have barbed wire. The neighbors do.
Yeah, you just did the benefit.
Well, we're just saying, hey, it's, you know.
I think he was just trying to establish that it's a heavy industrial area, so they don't see theirs as being a big deal, which I would tend to agree with.
Does anyone else like to be heard in this matter? Take a motion, please. Take a motion to approve the application. Second. All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Application number 201-26, Jonathan and Alexandra Maselli. Permission to erect roofed-over porch 6 by 30, leaving front yard of 21.3 feet instead of required 25 feet, and to leave one-story addition 12 by 22, resulting in floor area ratio of 31.4% instead of permitted 25%. Residence B District, west side of Grace Court, 160 feet south of Maple Street, Islip.
Hi, good evening. I'm Jonathan Maselli. My wife Alexandra is sick this evening.
Your address?
My address, sorry. 10 Grace Court, Islip.
Can I just ask Nick? Nick, I see the 31.4 FAR.
I'm
Does
sure
the
you
neighborhood
do.
support that? I know it's tight back there. Oh.
It's a bit of a mixed bag. There are some above 30 though. There's a 31.1, there's a 32, there's a second 32. So it's, yeah, with the understanding that it is a tight neighborhood, some grants very slightly over 30% have been granted in the past in the area. Some, about 3.
So maybe we can hold the line at 31.4?
I think that would be reasonable.
Okay.
That's awesome. And if I may say one thing, we recently bought the house. My wife's mother,
Yeah, don't take victory from me.
Especially with him, don't gamble.
she was, no problem. She was the crossing guard right at Maple for years. We just had a son, so we found a house right there. And actually, the reason why it's over was because it was pre-existing, the sunroom. I think that's what it was.
I think you convinced us to deny the application.
No.
Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? I'll take a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to grant the application.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys very much. Have a great night.
Application number 202-26, 382 Rosevale LLC. Permission to install secondary facial sign having area of 31.74 square feet instead of permitted 16 square feet. Business 1 District, northwest corner of Rosevale Avenue and Browns Boulevard, Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, my name's Arthur Frischman from Signs of Long Island, the sign company on this project. We're requesting going to a bigger sign for that side project. We were here a few weeks ago for the front sign, and a lot of this is a setback. The building's very far set back from the street, probably 85 feet, I think is the number from the front. So we need the decent-sized sign to actually be readable from the street level. So the signs on the side, we're asking for the secondary sign to go from 16 square feet to 32 square feet, 31 and change. The letters there would only be around 11 inches, should be readable from the street on Rosevale Avenue.
What you said they would be, or they will be 11 inches?
They will be 11, at 32 and a half, at 31.73 square feet, there'll be 11 and a half inch letters, Long Island Comprehensive, and they'll be readable. I'm just trying to see. So they'll be readable when you're coming down Rosevale Avenue.
I think I asked you this last time, are you the guy from Instagram?
I am the guy from Instagram.
What do you do on Instagram?
I dance. You don't see me dance? I don't. It is, just like TikTok. I do a lot of history videos. I've done a history video of Islip right out front here. Yeah. That's I was going to say something stupid like that was a long time ago, but I went with you, I suspect. Yeah. Excuse me? Long Island sign guy. Correct. It's the same premise as that the building is so set far back to be able to be seen from Rosevale. We just need a little bit bigger lettering. This is a different sign. This is a secondary sign around the corner. You can sort of see the side of the building there by the parking lot. It's right, literally all by the front right there.
Well, you actually asked the question that I was going to ask, so no. No, not that one.
Any other comments or any other questions?
No, not really.
Is there anyone else who'd like to be heard in this matter? Take a motion, please. Make a motion to approve the application. Second, all in favor? Application granted.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Speak kindly of us.
Application number 203-26, Edgar Barbosa. Permission to leave one-story dwelling on lot having effective lot area of 15,450 square feet instead of required 20,000 square feet. Residence AA District, south side of Lexington Avenue, 206.49 feet west of Joshua's Path, Central Islip.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Jose Martinez, 1813 Fifth Avenue, Bayshore, New York, 11706.
Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Edgar Barbosa, 299 West Lido Promenade, Lindenhurst, New York.
This was supposed to be on the original request from the last hearing, and it was something that was missed by the surveyor and also planning, so we had to go back. At one point, they think that we didn't need to go back. We didn't know. Effective is over
50. Sir. Can we have planning department address that issue?
Yeah, what is effective versus?
So there's a few different things here. The actual lot area is 20,000 square feet. What they have here in the corner, you can see in the plan, is they have what's called a steep slope. It's basically an area that is defined as non-developable, in the same way that like underwater land would be. So although the overall deeded lot area is 20,000, which is conforming, the area that has steep slope, you can't build structures on it, the effective developable lot area is less than 20,000, which is what they are now requesting, and which was missed when they originally came for their subdivision application.
So haven't we treated effective lots in the past with steep slopes?
Well, you can't build on it, so I guess that is the distinction here. It would be similar, again, the best comparison is it's treated similar to like underwater land.
Right.
It's part of their deeded land, but you can't build anything on it.
So the town has that because it really has the effective yield of 15 instead of...
So in terms of being able to develop the property, yes.
So it's 20% shy of what they need.
It's kind of a complicated one in that sense, certainly. How should I explain that?
So the applicant needed to go to the Suffolk County Board of Health Department.
Board of Review, we got that approved.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for you right now. So as part of the two-lot subdivision, they needed to go to the health department for new sanitary system for the new house that we approved just a year ago. As part of that review, the health department also required a new sanitary system at the existing house, which is now the subject of tonight's application. When we heard it a year ago, we considered the existing house, we didn't consider lot area because it was conforming. The necessary requirements for the new sanitary systems are more land intensive, and furthermore, they must be in the front yard of the dwelling. So a small area in the northwest corner of the property had to be regraded in order to maintain or provide the area for the sanitary system at that location. That regrading was technically an elimination of a small part of the property that was considered steep slope. So it resulted in a diminution of the actual lot area to this effective lot area. It's very complicated, and I wouldn't say anybody missed anything. I think it's more complicated than that. When it got further along in subdivision review, the engineering department realized that the slope had to be changed based on the health department's requirement for the sanitary system.
So at the end of the day, this is not like a huge lift?
It's not a huge lift.
Okay.
And they didn't cause the problem.
It's not affecting the lot area. It's about 15,450 feet. The house is only about maybe 2,200 square feet. If the house needed to be expanded, actually had to be expanded, we can go all the way to 3,500 square feet.
Have we granted any lot sizes in the area of 15,000 or?
Well, again, the actual size of the lot is 20,000, and this actually was an approved subdivision.
I understand that, but.
To actually answer the question you had, not that I'm aware of, although I think the circumstances here are fairly unique.
Okay. Is there anyone else that'd like to be heard in this matter? No? All right. Take a motion, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Application's granted.
Thank you.
And then
Have a good
this
evening.
decision will, during the decision will indicate all of that fun stuff.
Yep. So the sanitary, so the steep slope is like right over here. Application number 204-26, Vivian Alberti. Permission to erect second-story addition, leaving side yard of 9.9 feet instead of required 14 feet, and floor area ratio of 28.3% instead of permitted 25%. To install egress window, leaving side yard of 6.5 feet instead of required 14 feet. To leave shed having 14.6 feet behind the front line of the dwelling instead of required 20 feet. And pool equipment having side yard of 3.1 feet instead of required 6 feet. Residence B District, south side of Poplar Street, 175 feet west of Boulevard Avenue, Central Islip.
Good evening. Just so you know, I am the next two cases as well, so I'll be staying up here.
We'll be here.
Thanks. Good evening. My name is Ashley Lowe from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmar Avenue in Belmar, New York. I am here this evening on behalf of our client, Vivian Alberti, who is the owner and occupant of the subject property located at 36 Poplar Street, and she is here with us this evening. We are here as a result of an application to erect a second-story addition. The second-story addition would have a 9.9-foot setback where 14 feet is required, for which we are requesting relief of 4.1 feet. I would like to note this proposed addition is in line with the existing dwelling, and the current existing side yard setback on that side of the dwelling is also 9.9 feet. It is not being made any less compliant than it already is. Additionally, the proposed floor area ratio is 28.3%, where 25% is the maximum permitted, for which we are requesting 3.3% of relief. We are also proposing an egress window with a side yard setback of 6.5 feet, where 14 is required, for which we are requesting relief of 7.5 feet. The shed is listed on the objection, but in speaking with the building department, I do believe that we do not need a variance, as it is smaller than 144 square feet, so that should eliminate the variance for the shed. Nick can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we discussed that. Lastly, we are requesting that the pool equipment having a side yard setback of 3.1 feet instead of the required 6 feet, for which we are requesting relief of 2.9 feet. We are not aware of any neighbors having any issues with the project, and we respectfully request approval. Those are our only requests for the evening. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Only to say that, yeah, as far as I know, they don't even need a variance for the shed in this case. Less than 144 square feet, it only needs 10 feet. Recent code amendment, and this doesn't seem to have caught up with it. I have no comment. No comment.
Thank you. Can I just have 30 seconds just to tell them they're good to go? Fair enough. Fair enough. 100.
You're on a hot streak.
Application number 205-26, Donald St. Clair and Caitlin Carlino. Permission to erect one-story addition and second-story additions with roofed-over patio, leaving side yard of 13.6 feet instead of required 14 feet, and floor area ratio of 31.72% instead of permitted 25%. Residence A District, north side of Roman Lane, 250.07 feet west of Higby Lane, West Islip.
Good evening again. I'm Ashley Lowe from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmar Avenue in Belmar, New York. I am here this evening on behalf of our clients, Donald St. Clair and Caitlin Carlino, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property located at 3 Roman Lane in West Islip, New York.
Does the neighborhood support 31.72?
We have not had any issues with the neighbors.
No, not the neighbor, the neighborhood. We have to look at zoning.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there is.
Not whether you believe, do you know?
Well, I spoke to Nick Barbarello, and he said that being that where they are.
There is not.
What do you got? What's the best we can do?
I have nothing that's over 30.
Yeah. The only thing that I was going to say that we found was 4 Ogden Road, which is, maybe a block away, has a 32%.
There's a couple problems with that.
Yeah.
If it's not within 500 feet, you may as well be self-controlled.
Fair enough. So 30 it is.
Plus, one is never enough.
Ain't that the truth? And we just resubmit the 30%, as long as it reaches 30%, we submit to the building department? Got it. Perfect. Okay, awesome.
Application number 206-26, Armando and Katie Romeo. Permission to erect second-story addition, 10.9 by 15.8, leaving floor area ratio of 29.43% instead of permitted 25%, to leave above-ground pool having rear yard of 2.4 feet instead of required 10 feet, outdoor kitchen having side yard of 1.4 feet instead of required 4 feet, patio having side yard of 0.5 feet instead of required 4 feet, to leave non-vegetative material in rear yard having side yard of 0.5 feet and rear yard of 0.7 feet instead of required 4 feet each, resulting in rear yard landscaping of less than 1% instead of required 40%. Residence B District, west side of McCall Avenue, 160 feet north of 7th Street, West Islip.
I asked you a question, what is non-vegetative?
Okay. Yes. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Ashley Lokinis from Lowdown Expediting. My office is located at 131 Berkeley Place in Massapequa, New York. I am here this evening on behalf of my clients, Katie and Armando Romeo, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property located at 709 McCall Avenue in West Islip. We are here this evening as a result of an application filed with the building department for a proposed second floor rear addition. The proposed second-story addition is increasing the floor area ratio to 29.43%, where a maximum of 25%, for which we are requesting relief of 4.43%. The second-story addition is to allow the additional bedroom and closet space upstairs. Mr. and Mrs. Romeo have 3 children. The most recent addition was born just 2 weeks ago, which is why they are not here with us tonight, and it is her room that the addition is really for. The homeowners are prepared to remove the pool, so that does eliminate one of the variance requests for the in-ground pool with the rear yard setback of 2.4 feet where 10 feet is required. Sure. So it was existing before they bought the house. So. I don't disagree. We did speak to the homeowners regarding that. They are prepared to plant grass in the rear of the property. If we went back in Google Earth images, I do have a couple of them, and yes, so. It would be, to meet the paver patio, and with the pool being removed, would be 766 square feet of grass and landscaping, which would be 30.8%. And then there are arborvitaes that are already planted in the backyard. That plus the landscaping would bring us to 35% out of the 40 that is compliant. No, it's a gravel. I think the town just wasn't sure what exactly it was, so they put, a bunch of options, but it's like a pea gravel. No, but the homeowners are aware that they need to remove the pool and put the grass down.
So if they remove the pool, will they also remove the non-vegetated surface?
Yes, that's where the grass is going to go. Okay. So it's the non-vegetative surface is where meets the paver patio. And surrounding the pool, grass would go there. That's where grass was in the past. And then there's arborvitaes. I don't know. I didn't ask.
My mother has grass. It happens. Can I tell you the board's thinking?
Sure.
That we have granted 30% instead of required 4% grass. Also, the outdoor kitchen is outside. Everything else seems to be okay. That's not.
Okay. Yeah, the pool. Yeah.
So, obviously, this was discussed a bit beforehand. The pool and the rear yard landscaping were obviously the biggest issues here. Both are being addressed, I believe, adequately based on the testimony tonight, so that's good. As far as the outdoor kitchen goes, that is a tough one. Many accessory structures, the board would be more amenable to having bad setbacks. Outdoor kitchens in the past have certainly been of a greater concern, whether it be congregation area is the most common. I believe we had one case where the grill was melting a fence. It was so close. That certainly stood out. So that has been a contentious one in the past, certainly, as well. But I was mainly concerned with the rear yard landscaping and the pool.
You know, Bill, if you want any proof that there's actually congregating going on, just look at the hedges that you have. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, obviously trying to screen something out. Exactly. Those are huge hedges. Yeah. Is anyone else like to be heard on this matter?
Isn't that on the opposite side?
No, the picture that we had provided to us showed a huge hedge, or a huge bush right on the other side of the fence behind the grill.
Oh, Oh, okay.
It's not, I don't see it on the area.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the shadow.
Yeah, I do think it's the neighbors.
Yeah.
I think it is the neighbor's hedge, but, I mean, they might be there for a reason.
Probably because
Right.
people are congregating. These are the pictures, I don't know, if code, if someone did, but those are right behind the grill.
It was probably us. There, it's a requirement to submit the photos. All set? Thank you. Have a great night.
All right. Double glasses. Application number 207-26, L'aurore Eloy and Magdala Boule. Permission to leave accessory structure 20.9 by 23.1 irregular, having side yard of 0.4 feet instead of required 4 feet. In-ground pool having rear yard of 3.7 feet and spa having rear yard of 4 feet instead of required 14 feet each. Pool patio and equipment on rear and side property lines not having required setback of 6 feet each. Patio having rear yard of 1.2 feet and side yard of 0.7 feet instead of required 4 feet each. Rear yard landscaping of 2.8% instead of required 40%. To leave 6-foot fence having front yard of 5.7 feet instead of required 15 feet. 4-foot fence in driveway site distance triangle exceeding permitted height of 3 feet. Driveway on side property line not having required setback of 4 feet. And driveways having front yard occupancy of 55.6% instead of permitted 40%. Residence A District, southeast corner of Shelter Road and Vanderbilt Avenue, Ronkonkoma.
Good evening. My name is Salim Ibrahim. I reside at 3633 Vitler Lane, Bethpage, New York 11714. Good evening, members. I'm here regarding the owner. He just purchased this house in 2022, and by looking at the situation that we have in front of us, we can review some of the solution to be able to focus more on the accessory structures that we have on the lot, and the pool and the spa attached to the pool to the rear yard. I would like to start with the front yard occupancy of 55.6. We'd like to reduce it to 45%. Usually this is what I get from the board, a previous application that I filed in front of you. That will also rectify the side yard setback for the driveways. That will allow you to have the 4-foot requirements. Regarding the rear yard occupancy of 40% that's required, we would like to go with the 30% landscape area for the rear yard. That would cover those two parts of the application. Now for the fence and the triangle situation, those fence will be removed and comply to what is necessary for security of the lot. And there's a 4-foot fence height on the driveway, the front yard, a small piece that can be removed to satisfy your requirements. I know this application is a lot of stuff on it, so I would like to address the accessory structure and the pool area in more detail. If any questions.
I'm sorry?
55.6.
Yeah, all right. Rear yard landscape is 30%, right?
Yes, right.
Instead of the required 40%.
Is that in order?
All right, we struck the 4.
Correct.
That's in line with what the board has done.
The accessory structure, there's a pool house that was there when they built the house, and the pool situation that attached with the spa altogether. It's a concrete pool with a spa extending. That's why the rear yard is very minimized. And also you have the pool house is completely close to the property line with a small shed in the back attached to it.
Were you done, or?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh. So, as far as the pool goes, it's just simply too close. It's a very tough thing, but just earlier tonight, we were holding somebody with a proposed pool to 7 feet. I don't see how we could then justify somebody who built a pool without permits doing 3.7 instead of 14. It's obviously a very, Yeah, that was 7 out of 10. This is 3.7 instead of 14. Understandably, that is an incredibly rough thing to be denying, but I do not see how it's justified to remain there. Same thing. It's basically part of the pool, but yeah, same thing. The rear yard landscaping, the front yard occupancy were already addressed. So the only other thing that I think wasn't addressed would be the accessory structure. He's calling it the pool house, which is not the worst. It is close to 500 square feet, but it is not 500 square feet. So I think it's like 480 or so. So that is close, but I would be more concerned with the pool than I would be the pool house in this particular instance in terms of its nonconformity.
Yeah, the pool was there when they bought the house, so that's going to be a big issue. I don't know how to resolve it unless we move the pool, but that would be detriment to the backyard style of it. So the pool has to go. That means the pool has to go. That's it. Yes, okay. Thank you for your time. Have a nice evening.
My name is Eloy Luo. Address is 154 Shelter Road, Wonkokoma, New York, 11779. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. With the pool situation, when we bought the house, so we bought the house like that. So we, especially with the everything, we didn't do anything in the house, nothing, not one thing. So. Yeah, but but I mean, what I was told is that that's my first home. But what I was told is that there's an open permit for the pool. That's all I was. All this other thing, I didn't know anything about them. Mhm. But yeah, and like I said, I didn't know anything about those. But but if, especially I'm the one that let the inspector in when it comes. So if I knew that I had all this problem, I'm the one that let him in to check everything. I mean, if I knew I had the problem, I fixed it before anything. But no, like from what I heard, like, is that they say that the pool has to go. Like it's like. Oh, so then can we make it, when you say the current location, make it smaller, or do we could?
It has to comply, whether, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, in case it's not clear, the board's not saying it's impossible for you to have a pool. They're saying you can't have it in the current location. You need to have a conforming pool. Now, how difficult that might be, I couldn't really tell you, but they're not saying it's impossible for you to ever have a pool, just not the one currently there in this location.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Application number 208-26, 14 Rhodes Ave, LLC. Permission to subdivide lot into two parcels. Lot 1, to leave two-story dwelling on lot having width of 62 feet instead of required 75 feet, and side yard of 7.8 feet instead of required 14 feet, and total side yards of 27.4 feet instead of required 28 feet. And Lot 2, to erect two-story dwelling on lot having width of 62 feet instead of required 75 feet. Residence B District, west side of Rhodes Avenue, 245 feet north of Brook Street, Bay Shore.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the applicant, Brian Kennedy, partner with Forcelli Deegan Tirana, offices at 100 Motor Parkway, Hauppauge, New York. The application before you this evening stems from a proposed two-lot subdivision at the subject parcel. Sure. That's correct. That's the existing side yard, which was before this board as part of application number 202 of 24 that was granted. Correct. As part of this subdivision application, the submission was made to engineering. We came before this board for that relief. However, the home for the proposed second lot had not been designed. When we went back in for that, we are here before. There was a non-conforming detached garage at the rear of that driveway. That was removed as part of that application. That may have been. There is.
Hi. I'm sorry, what was your question for?
Can you tell me, am I out to lunch on 7.8?
So, I have a couple of things to mention on that. Well, this is the prior decision I just brought up here. It actually says 10.2, however, that is to the house. The 7.8 in this case was not what was granted, but that's for just an egress like well window. Although I would just agree with Mr. Kennedy that the subdivision is not creating this side yard issue, except for the fact that it's, I guess, technically now 27.4 total side yards. It's on the side of the property where they are not dividing.
Correct.
So, which is, yeah, it's an existing. So the subdivision is not creating this problem. What they are requesting tonight is not creating that. It's already existing. It's been addressed before. I tend to agree with Mary. I think it was a mistake to write it in the call of the meetings. It only matters insofar as technically their total side yard is impacted by like 0.6, a very minuscule number. You could also just grant it. It's really up to you. Just from my perspective, it's not a problem.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Nikki Thompson. I live at number 5 Rhodes Avenue. My husband, Robert, and I have been there for 57 years. I'm also representing our neighbors, the Bordys, who live next door to us at number 11 Rhodes Avenue. My house is on the adjacent, across from 14. I'm at number 5. Ms. Bordy's is at number 11, which is directly across the street from number 14. First of all, if you don't mind, I'd like to just address a couple of things.
Okay.
I don't know anything about a meeting that they had in 24. Now, I think you're usually supposed to send out notices to the neighbors or something, but I never received anything. She never received anything.
The subdivision requires notification to everybody within 200 feet.
Well, we did not get any kind of
The area
notification.
variance only required notification to adjacent property owners and those directly across the street.
But she would have been across the street. Okay. If you don't mind, I'd like to just kind of read this statement that I wrote up because my mouth tends to run faster than my mind, and I'll be before we know
Let me
it,
ask
okay?
you,
So
in
if I
general
can read
premise, are
this.
you against the application?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Okay? Let's see. First of all, I'd like to address the house. It was a single-family house which seemed to have been sold to investors approximately 4 years ago. We noticed that many modifications were being made on the property, such as the removal of most of the windows on the enclosed porch in front. A small extension was added to the second floor. The garage was demolished, as he said, and a gravel slab was installed on a section of the front lawn directly in front of the house. We assumed that it was the new owners who were making modifications to move in. But it wasn't until we saw PC Richards' truck pull up unloading 5 refrigerators and 5 stoves that we realized the nature of this remodeling that was taking place at this house. Okay, immediately I made a complaint to the town. The town got right on it, and the work ceased at the property. The house sat empty for a year, and we didn't hear anything from the town or from anything else about it until a group of 8 to 10 ice hockey team members moved into the house. This conversion of the property has been an issue. There are usually 4 cars parked on that front slab directly in front of the house, 3 or 4 other cars parked behind the house, and 1 car parked on the street in front of the house. A section of stockade fence that separates the front yard from the backyard was taken down to do the renovations, and they never put it back. Now it's just sitting there on the side, and you look through this gaping hole in the stockade fence. When the 4 out of 5 garbage receptacles are put out on collection day, some don't have lids on them, and the litter blows all over. Either the squirrels, the raccoons, the seagulls, crows, whatever it is, manages to get into the garbage because it's sitting there open. All right? Sometimes the truck comes and empties the cans, and the cans will sit there for a couple of days. We've made several complaints to the town about this also, so if you look back, you'll see that we've made complaints about the garbage cans and things. Okay? Once I saw a gentleman at the house, and I went to speak to him because I wanted to know if he were the owner, I would talk to him directly. He said he wasn't the owner. I asked him if he could give me the name of the owner, phone number or something, so I can make contact, because I didn't want to have to keep going to the town for every little thing. He claimed he didn't have the name of the owner. Either he couldn't or wouldn't give me contact information for the owner of this property. Okay. Okay. The receptacles that are used for garbage, they put them out, like I said, without cans on them. This last week, they put the cans out, and they stay. Okay, garbage pickup is Monday, wrap on Wednesday, and on Thursday. Thursday, the garbage men came at 8:30 in the morning. They picked up the garbage, and they put the cans. They left the cans in the street like they usually do. But then at 10 o'clock, just like an hour and a half, a couple hours later, 2 women came, and I guess they're cleaners that come in the house because, like I said, it's a team of ice hockey players that live there, so there's nobody there to do it. They told my son-in-law once we were having a barbecue or something at my house, and he saw them out there, and a couple of them had bags with the long sticks and things in them, and he asked them, "You playing what?" He said, "Oh, we're a team here." So that's how we know. Okay. Okay. But what's the name? The women came, and I guess they cleaned the house or something, but they came, and they loaded up the garbage cans again, and now they're leaving the garbage cans directly on the front lawn. They put it right inside the fence, but they're sitting there on the front lawn. Those garbage cans sat there all weekend long. They did have them out in the street this morning yesterday morning, because the garbage man did come and take them yesterday morning. But this property has just been a problem, an eyesore and a nuisance since we've been there, since they've been there, I'll say. Okay. I'll go on and finish reading. Whomever the 14 Rhodes Avenue LLC represents, they can afford to pay attorneys to fill out applications and file all the necessary documentation to persuade this board to grant the appeal to subdivide and build another house on the lot. On the other hand, we are simply homeowners, trying to live a quiet, peaceful life, enjoying the home that we've poured our life savings into. As the older residents have passed away, many of the properties have changed hands, and those of us who remain find ourselves constantly battling to hold on to the appealing remnants that drew us to purchase homes on the street in the first place. This is the second time that we've come to this appeals board. And like I said, we didn't get the notice in 24, whenever he said, but about 15, 20 years ago before that, there was another issue where someone wanted to subdivide the property. Okay, let's see. We just get tired of always having to call the town for every little thing, come to these meetings all the time. I wish they would do what they're supposed to do, but apparently they're not the homeowners. They don't really care about the area or anything. So we're respectfully requesting that the board would deny this application. It's not like they're homeowners that want to, live there, raise their family and things like the rest of us. It's a business to them, and we just don't want to have it there. So we're asking to deny the application. I do have pictures that I've taken. If you're interested, I can leave. I made 4 copies. I had no idea how many members were on this board, but you don't know.
We don't need
You
any
take
more.
all 4 of them.
What, members?
And,
Member.
I do have to apologize. My printer started running out of ink, so 1 or 2 of the last couple of pictures look kind of pinkish, but you'll get the idea, though. Thank you.
Ms. Thomas did make a wonderful presentation. I would direct the board to her house, 5 Rhodes Avenue, which has a lot width of 60 feet, which is smaller than what my client is requesting for his property, as does the property at 16 Rhodes, which is adjacent to it. The proposed subdivision fits the character of the neighborhood. I will speak with my client about the garbage cans and the fencing at the property. I will do my best to ensure. That is a valid point. That's right. No. But you don't know who's going to come in and occupy the second home. You don't know if he's going to sell both of these homes afterwards. But would you prefer that, or would the town prefer that this home remain vacant at some point?
That's not what we said. When we have residents coming in and taking the time to tell us what bad neighbors are, my antenna goes.
Which I understand, but what is before this board is a lot width variance, right? And that is what you should be entertaining. I understand.
We have to take into account what the impact of that lot width variance would have on the surrounding neighborhood. And your client has demonstrated that his tenant selection criteria, let's say, may be lacking. So now it would amplify the issue, the lot width variance. I'm not saying I'm going to vote against it. I'm telling you what my issues are.
I completely understand that. That's correct. And as I indicated, these are all new issues to me. I provided Ms. Thomas my contact information. I will explain to my client the importance. Wow. Yeah, we do. There's one smart person on that board, right? To Ms. Pissarro, yes. Oh, I know that.
I don't know if I have anything much more to add, no. It's just speaking purely based on character of the neighborhood. I would tend to agree with Mr. Kennedy that a 62 lot width is not out of character, although I understand that might not be the board's primary concern at this point.
Have a good evening, guys. Take care.
Application number 209-26, Aruba Holdings LLC. Permission to subdivide lot into 2 parcels. Lot 1 to leave 1-story dwelling on lot having area of 10,000 square feet instead of required 11,250 square feet, and to modify detached garage, leaving side yard of 3 feet instead of required 4 feet. And Lot 2 to erect 2-story dwelling on lot having area of 10,000 square feet instead of required 11,250 square feet. Residence A District, northwest corner of Center Street and Alexander Avenue, through lot to Charles Street, Holbrook.
Before you start, let the record show, I'm going to.
Louis Castellano, Aruba Holding Corp., 2693 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York.
Okay, and you're here for the 2 lots.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about your application?
So, in the radius, we found that there was 34 lots, 17 of them, not counting our lot on Center Street, are 100 by 100. And the other 17 range from 50-footers to 90-foot lots. None of the lots conform to the actual zoning. We do have our Board of Health approval. The new home will not change the character of the neighborhood. There's no environmental issues, and we feel that the application is a good application.
So how come you're giving us lot width statistics when you're not asking for lot width?
Well, the house that we're building conforms to all the zoning. The only thing we're looking for is lot area.
Okay.
Right. You're looking
Just
at
curious.
the two-lot area
Yes.
variances. Does anybody on the board have any questions?
No questions, Mr. Fake Chairman?
Fake
I said
chairman?
Vice Chairman.
Vice
sorry.
chairman.
It was
Nick,
Freudian.
Nick, you have anything you want to say?
I just wanted to ask about the garage. It's being modified because the property
Yes.
line would be splitting it, right?
Correct.
Is there any specific reason why 3 feet instead of 4 feet?
We can go 4, it doesn't make a difference, Nick.
I didn't know if it was like you couldn't fit a car or
No,
something.
we're just trying to make the most space out of the garage as possible, but we can conform to the 4 foot.
Okay.
All right.
As far as the actual subdivision application, I would tend to agree with him. It has a lot of supporting cases in the neighborhood.
Okay, is there anyone else who'd like to be heard? Holbrook, should I make the motion? Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Yeah, why not?
All right. I'm going to make the motion that we deny that much of the application, which indicates leaving a side yard of 3 feet instead of 4 feet, and that the applicant has indicated they can comply with that and grant the balance of the application.
Thank you very much for your
We're
time.
all in favor.
Thank you very much for your time.
Are we in favor?
Well, you made the motion, he seconded it, and he said he's in favor, so.
3-0.
All right, we're all good.
Okay. Got it.
I was still,
The board had to say.
I was still,
We all had speaking role.
I was still rattled by the fake comment, you know?
By the
And
way.
rightfully so. Rightfully
Ed,
so.
how can you have been on?
All right, I can see you already mapped that one out.
Yeah, right.
Check that, X that one out.
Yeah, that's gonna be disqualifying reason.
He's not ditching
You're
us.
right, otherwise it's a shoe.
Okay, ready? Application number 210-26, Jack Benjamin, permission to leave one-story dwelling on lot having area of 7,068 square feet instead of required 11,250 square feet, front yard of 6.7 feet and rear yard of 5.9 feet instead of required 25 feet each, and to leave 6-foot fence and driveway site distance triangle exceeding permitted height of 3 feet. Residence A District, east side of Grassmere Avenue, 100 feet south of Ocean View Avenue, Oakdale.
Good evening, Dana Bush, 41 Whittier Avenue, Medford, New York, 11763. I would like to start off by saying the homeowner had purchased this house. The house was built in 1934 with those setbacks. The side yard, the front back. When he did purchase the home, he added a bump out to the back and to the side and the porch and the back. New siding and new roof, things like that. Bedroom count, room count all stayed the same.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but did you ask are you the expediter?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ask your client, did you get like something that looks like a CO or something?
No CO, no.
Wait, okay, hang on. Who buys a house and not a CO?
Raise your hand.
Me. Hang on, you can't speak until you give your appearance. But we'll get to him later, but was there a lawyer representing you?
Well, you just asked me.
Yes. All right, swear in.
Jack Benjamin, 243 Grassmere Avenue in Oakdale. Yes, so the house, I had a lawyer, of course. He handled the closing, the title search, all that stuff. Yeah, he did. The house was built prior to COs. You know, the house was built in 1934. It was there since 1934, lives in the same family since 1934. Had no COs. There was no such thing as COs back then. They grew older. And they didn't, you know, it stayed in the same family, so that they didn't care to even get the CO. They've been living there for, you know, until they passed away. I had some
We got a stop work order.
stop work order. Was doing work. I renovated the house. It was from original since 1934 Sears log cabin that it took,
Mail order house?
yeah, exactly. It took its toll, and it lasted almost 100 years,
Do
but
we have, other than, I get it, you keep saying, and it's 1934, what proof do we have? Is there any document?
there's plenty of proof.
I have a letter from the town of Islip dated 1975.
Original letter.
Original letter. This is what was handed to him during the closing. It is basically from the town saying that the road abandonment, like a road abandonment thing for the property.
Well,
here's the, if you give that to us, we can't give it back to you.
Okay, we're gonna
Well,
take
no,
that.
you can see it.
I will
Yeah.
send you copies.
So if you want,
You referenced it. We'll
Mary,
make a
what do we
copy.
do about this?
We'll make a copy.
Well, I'm
Okay.
intrigued by it, so
Do we have eyes on it?
we approved the abandonment of Grassmere in front of the property?
No. So I spoke with Nancy Kelly. I was back and forth with her. I showed her the letter. She has copies of it. She did a lot of research on it.
Could you hand up the letter you're talking about?
We'll give it- we'll give it
Yeah,
back.
We'll give it back.
Okay.
You
So
promise?
you said you won't give it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, let
This
us
is a
take
deed
quick
from
look at it.
1983.
Yeah.
So, long story short, she's, okay. This letter is from 1975, saying that the adjoining property to it, the town didn't see any rights in having.
In turn, can I say something or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe on this, I'm gonna give it to our expert. I don't know how that proves that that was 1934.
I think we might have some proof somewhere. I don't know if you.
You may, that's fine, you can hand up if you want, but you said this is proof. I don't see.
That is proof of our setback issue with the 5 feet and the 6 feet and all that. I mean,
That's proof that there was a road abandonment.
yeah.
That's not proof the house was built 1934.
Okay. I don't.
What proof do you have? I mean, you have a.
You guys have records of the home or no? Do you have any records?
Well, I put in for a building CFC originally. That's what I put in for it. And the assessor came back and said it was 1934, but because there was too much work.
I keep saying the same thing. It's not, I know a guy who said.
No, I don't have hard evidence for you.
We need proof. It's not, I spoke to a guy.
Okay.
I don't think it's insurmountable. You just keep saying 1934. If you say it enough times,
I can get you proof.
Yeah, we can get proof. We can get proof. No problem.
I think we're going to have to, only because your whole foundation of your case is based on 1934. If it's 1934 and it was existing, we get it.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't do that publicly.
Nick, is there anything that you know of that screams 1934?
Nothing specifically. This is an aerial from 1938.
Can you
I
zoom in on that?
believe I can see the structure there. Also, the assessor does have it listed as being created in 1935. For what it's worth, though, I don't actually think that's the biggest concern with the application.
All right, that's what, can you go, what is the next year, maybe a little clearer that we have on the aerial? I mean,
Probably
if it's there in
1940.
1940, we're not going to quibble.
I don't know if any of these are this clear all the way back then, but,
Like, what's 1940 or 1942?
let's see, this is 1947.
Thank
It,
you.
it looks
Thank
like there
you.
might be something there, and this is the waterway. I actually do believe it's most likely it was originally constructed in the 30s.
I agree with you, Nick. So what's the next issue?
The issue is that they did so much work on this house as part of the stop work order that it is being considered a new dwelling. They almost completely revamped the entire thing. They gutted it, they expanded it with decking, and as far as the building division is concerned, this is a new dwelling. It's not the original dwelling anymore. There was too much work done on it to be considered the original dwelling.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
If you had the original and you left it, like we have bungalows in Artist Colony in Oakdale that have been there forever.
I'm right next door.
Right, okay. However, they can't then expand it and say, oh, it was there in 1934. What was there in 1934, we'll give you that, but you expanded it to such a degree, the town says, you've now built a new home. That's problematic. and you did it without benefit of permit.
Understandable.
You may be taking out a lot of wood and nails,
Understandable.
unfortunately.
Okay. It's not a completely new home. I kept like almost all the foundation. I did do an extension, you know, and I redid it because it was from 1934.
Question for you.
Yeah.
How big was the original house?
I don't know. I want to say, do you know?
The assessor's records had it at about 900.
About 900 square feet.
And that included, it was only a 673 square foot house, and then there was a porch of just over 200, so 900's a bit generous.
How big is it now?
It's,
We added a 10 by 10, right, and a 10 by 10.
yeah,
So
so
1,200?
about 1,200 square feet.
When you purchased it, you got a survey?
I do. From the family that I bought it from, the original owners, they gave me surveys dating
So
back
you didn't
till.
get a new survey done?
Did we get a new survey?
have a new
We have a new
survey.
survey, yeah.
Can we see the older surveys?
I think.
We'll give back?
Did you bring the older
Let's say it
survey?
went from 670 to 900.
I do have an older survey, but I don't have it with me.
Now it's at 1,200 plus. What do we do? I mean,
So the
Did we say
criteria the building division uses, if it's, I believe, like more than a 50% of a rebuild, that can be admittedly a little arbitrary, but I don't think it's just based on square footage. It's also that they, I believe, pretty close to gutted it and redid the entire interior, they expanded the decks, they redid the roof line, et cetera, et cetera. I believe him that it most likely kept the foundation. It's in the same orientation as the original house, but the building inspector determined that the amount of work done exceeded that threshold, and therefore it was considered a new dwelling. That was not done without benefit of permit. Stop work order reflects that they considered it a new dwelling without benefit of permit. Also, I guess it mentions that they demoed the previous dwelling without permit.
Which is
yeah,
all.
you can't do all of this without benefit of permit and then say, oh, who knew? It presents, can I make a suggestion to the board? I think we need to adjourn this and delve into it a little. I don't have enough information. It's just.
Can
you
we
may
just
have
quickly
problems.
look at the survey? You said you had an older survey?
I don't have it on me.
Oh,
I do have multiple older surveys though.
If you could provide us copies of those.
Just reconvene a little bit, get some documents together, right?
Yeah, you need to present to us photographs, surveys, whatever you have. We want to see what was there, what you did.
Keep in mind, this is a very serious situation that you're in, and we want to make the right decision.
Of course.
That hurts you the least.
Appreciate that.
So the more information we have, the better.
Yeah, I gotcha. Understandable.
You're gonna have to take it down.
Which we don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that
We
either.
have to have all the information in front of us in order for you to.
And we want to base it on a full record.
Okay.
Not just kind of guess, we could guess and it hurts us.
Yeah.
My wife says I'm bad at guessing.
I mean, if she says it, we gotta go with it.
Anyone else like to be heard in this matter? All right, so how much time do you want to come back to that? How much time do you need to put everything together?
I mean, I have most of the I have all the old surveys. I can drop off copies of everything.
Copies of everything, because anything, you're gonna wanna build a file on this,
Yeah.
for us to build a record, and anything you give to us is copies.
Okay, so copies of everything.
Don't give us originals.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn to May 26th.
May 26th, all right.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
For the record, if you could find people who witnessed this house in the years prior.
Okay.
And bring them that were affidavits, then maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if it's fine.
We've got probably
We've got a
two.
few
Yeah, we've got a few.
neighbors, and they're all they're all happy with the work, and I have multiple signatures and all that, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even get to like my whole presentation.
Somebody contacted the town and asked the town to issue a stop work order.
Yeah,
Yes, and I received the letter that somebody had sent in also.
He's about a mile away.
I don't know about that.
You know, but whatever. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll show Don.
Second.
Application number 211-26, Vander Not Built LLC. Permission to erect two-story dwelling on lot having width of 50 feet instead of required 100 feet, lot area of 10,000 square feet instead of required 20,000 square feet, wetland yield of 0.253 instead of required 1.0, leaving side yards of 10 feet instead of required 18 feet each, and total side yards of 20 feet instead of required 36 feet. Residence AA District and Wetlands Management Overlay District, east side of Vanderbilt Avenue, 250 feet north of Lockwood Avenue, through lot to Pinehurst Avenue, Oakdale.
Good evening, Dan Mazzella at 666 Montauk Highway, Bayport, New York, 11705, for Vander Not Built and myself as the sole member of said LLC. I'm the fool, yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, sorry. Oh, dear. Yeah. Please stay there. Okay. Correct. Well, in this case, this matter seems to be before the board every 6 years or so. Under a prior grant, it was 2020. It was application 168-20, where the same relief was sought and granted on the basis of a prior grant back in 2014, application 663-13. Right.
So we granted, just so we're clear, we granted the exact same thing in the Florida County.
Just about. The only difference in this one is that the wetland yield is slightly lower. It's 0.253, I believe, instead of 0.29.
Wait, so what was the prior?
0.29. 0.253 is in the call of the hearing. Right.
So you want the same thing, you're just gonna build it?
That's the plan. Exactly. So when it actually gets built, I'm going to change the name to Vander Got Built. I look forward to hearing from Nick also. So.
Could you, I was at both of the hearings, 13 and 20. They weren't identical, 20. But do you believe it? And it's a good representation to say it's every 6 years it comes back.
Right.
Could you just explain, in 2020, the then builder wanted to build a house that necessitated additional variances because
Right.
maybe the house was bigger than you're going to build. So the board re-granted, if that's the right word, the 2013 approval, but made it clear that they weren't going to grant the additional variances necessary for that particular house. Could you just explain how you got those additional variances to no longer be important?
Essentially, one thing that they had that that made it easier is they were using a conventional, septic tank and cesspool. We're using one of the innovative new systems where we're able to actually scale it down and actually decrease the amount of land we have to dedicate to that, and thereby also reduce our drainage area. So in terms of retaining walls and other things that they were seeking, we don't really need that to the same degree or really at all, which was also part and parcel with our DEC approval, where DEC wants to push the house forward, and we actually had to lose a bedroom and change things to actually shrink that system to ensure that we did not transgress the prior approvals.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, I remember you appeared before us last time, and I thought you did a very efficient job. But I just want to reiterate myself. As I recall, you were a lawyer, I'm not.
CPA.
Oh, a lawyer, a CPA?
Yeah, and eventually, yeah.
So, what's your involvement with this property?
I own it.
And you're going to develop it?
That's the plan, yes.
How many hats do you play? How many hats do you wear?
Entirely too many, quite frankly. Well, shortly before this year, I filed my 300th return of the season. So, yeah, I'm going to probably hit around 400, 450 by the end. Sure.
This has no bearing on the application at all. Or are you intending on living here or you doing something?
The plan is,
I will not change my vote, I'm just curious.
well, I mean, the plan when I bought it was actually to build a house so myself, my wife, and our 3-year-old son could move in there. And because happily, it's actually just down the street from my parents' house, where we're all living in one large house together. And that's still the plan as far as I'm aware. But again, by the time that, permits are issued, things get built, we always assess based on what's happening at the moment. But right now, I like to build this and live there. Yeah, I passed the CPA exam during my first year of law school. Yeah. Yeah. I'm something of a masochist, so yeah, I do that.
Well, Mary got ahead of me on the one thing, which I actually appreciate. She did better than I could have done on that. So the only thing I was really kind of curious about for myself is, you mentioned the wetland yield did change. I would assume that's maybe because the actual boundary of the wetland may have just changed over time, or do you know how that came about?
No, from what I can tell, the only change between the prior grant is that the house that we designed is about 3 feet deeper, I'll say. So if, I have the original plan that was attached to the prior grant. It was a 30 by 30. We're about 33 by 30. So I think that's the only issue.
What maybe happened is the DEC at one point said, we need new flagging, this flagging from the
Right,
original.
we did have to reflag it, yes.
I think that's what.
That is what happened then,
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Just to be clear, the yield is not affected by whatever house you're building on there. It's
Got
just it's similar like a lot area thing. But I was just curious. It's not really
And
a
it's
problem
determined
for
by
you.
vegetation, so that
Right.
something was noted that just changed the flag line a little bit.
Over the course of 13 years, it grew a bit more.
Perhaps. I mean, I looked at the lines on the old plan and the new plan. They look about the same to me, so.
Possible. I was just curious. But yeah, other than that, his presentation was good. He's right. This was effectively almost exactly what was granted before, other than the minor change in the yield calculation.
2 times, no?
Effectively, yes, with the, again, clarification that in 2020, they had additional variances that were not granted. However, he's not seeking those.
Right.
Okay, does anyone else like to be heard in this matter? When you get to the podium. Okay.
My name's Kristen Albert. We live right next door at 141 Vanderbilt Boulevard.
Which one, north or south?
South, right south. So we were concerned about the magnitude of the variances. It's a 50% reduction in required lot width and lot area, along with reduced setbacks. Our property gets significant flooding. We've had to, put fill and our whole backyard, we're on wetlands, so we get significant flooding, and we're worried that with, an undersized lot, reduced side yards, that we'll have increased runoff and have further damage. The zoning in the district has the 100-foot lot requirement, and we were just hoping, respectfully asking you to deny this application to protect the surrounding properties and maintain the intent of the zoning code.
Did you say you were here in 2020
I was, yeah,
with the same objections?
yes.
Okay. You realize that what was granted then?
I actually thought it was denied.
Okay.
Because
No, it was granted,
nothing
they
happened.
just never built it.
Right.
okay.
So
We
nothing-
were under the impression, I guess, that it just wasn't approved.
It may have been effectively denied at that point because the builder wanted to build that house, and they couldn't build that house.
It was a
wasn't
large, right, like a larger, yeah,
It wasn't ever going to work.
okay.
So they modified it and came back with.
But the board was somewhat bound by their earlier decision from 2013.
And it was a different builder, I think, the last time.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Oh, you changed it. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's John Albert, husband also with two-story building, like that close to the property line is like literally looking into our house.
It's only 10 feet as opposed to the required 20, I believe.
Let's see. Nick, it's 10 instead of 18, 2-story?
That is correct. That is
Well,
what they are
let's-
proposing.
Let's talk about it then.
Do we have any other grants
Yeah,
of 10
what
in
is-
this neighborhood?
What does the neighborhood hold? I mean, that is.
There's like one, sorry, I know you guys are working, sorry.
I mean, realistically, I don't actually know the answer to that because I was leaning on the prior approval from the board, although I don't know the specific design that was promoted in 2013, whether or not it was two-story or not.
The impact of that wall.
Yeah, so previously they were granted two times, side yards of 10.
They were granted side yards of 10 feet 2 times. I can try to look into whether or not that was a two-story dwelling. I'm actually not sure. It just says dwelling.
Can I make a suggestion that we reserve on this, because I would like to know, you make a good point.
It just seems
I'd
like the privacy is a little bit,
I would, yeah, I'd like to know what the last applicant, I want to compare.
okay.
I think that would be fair to everybody, including Mr. Mazzella.
Okay.
Am I off base?
No, not at all.
No, I'm just looking to see quickly through the decisions if they mention how many stories.
Perhaps Mr. Mazzella.
I remember, sorry again, I know you guys are working. The last guy that spoke also talked about building like this massive retaining wall and all this stuff, and I just, like, it's close to our house, like, you can see.
He's not going with the retaining wall. on this.
All right, I mean, it's just like, I remember the,
Well, he reduced the size of it because that's a creation of the sanitary system.
okay.
And the sanitary system, he's apparently changed to the new one that the health department loves to push on everyone.
But we're cognizant of your concerns, and
Of course, I
I'm glad you
appreciate
brought
that.
it up, and that's why we had public hearing.
They're not asking for a
Mr. Mazzella wished you did.
Is there anything else you have at this time?
Me personally?
Either one of you? No, not the applicant,
Oh,
the Alberts,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
no, Alberts, yeah.
Albert.
If you just look at the lots, like, it's a tiny strip, you know, like,
Yeah, we understand that.
you know, like, it's,
Compared to the other houses, most of the houses on our block are 100-foot lots.
We understand that.
it's,
Okay.
I mean, what, you guys know where I'm coming from, right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're the neighbor.
it's like, it is what it is, you know, but like,
And we have like brand new neighbors on the other side too that are in a one-story home as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
thank you guys very much.
Mazzella?
So the application back in, was it 2020, that was for a two-story house. I
Yes,
kept
it
copy of the
was.
site plan.
I found it. This was the plan
There you
from
go.
back then.
So that was
So,
for 2 stories.
yeah, proposed, well, I'll zoom in a bit more, but this was the plan from 2013.
And this is a 50-foot.
Proposed dwelling, two-story.
Reduce the size of that retaining wall.
Well, again, with the new systems, you can have more shallow drain pools and all that.
Can I ask our legal counsel, what do we do when we have a prior grant, but we're looking at it with fresh eyes and saying, well, maybe 10 on a 50-footer is two-story, is close to the neighbors? Are we
We should observe and
bound? Is
discuss
it stare decisis? Our chairman says we should certainly reserve and discuss it.
Correct.
But I'm
Which
just
would be my
curious.
recommendation. Unless, it's a tough call, especially there's 2 prior decisions here that I would recommend deferring to. But if we reserve decision, I could research any case law that has come up between, now and then and see if anything has changed.
Yeah, because I just don't know how each board binds the next if they do. And is it a reset? They didn't build it. We couldn't take it. It was a property right if it was granted, but they didn't build it.
Right, there was no shovel in the ground, so
Right.
technically, there is no vesting
Right.
right.
Was that the Orangetown case?
Yes.
Yeah, so, Dick Shire loved that case. Oh my God, every case was Orangetown, but all right. It's interesting.
To the extent that it's relevant, I live on Vanderbilt, and I just count about roughly 20 houses that are also on 50-foot wide lots, most of which are two-story, including 145 Vanderbilt, which is, I guess they're your neighbors also. According to the assessment rules, that house is 2,104 square feet, which I don't know how you get that without being two-story.
That would be the neighbor right to the south of the,
Correct.
yeah, opposition here.
You're saying that there's 20 houses in the immediate area on 50-footers?
Yeah, going up and down Vanderbilt Boulevard, 124 Vanderbilt, 131, 133, 145, 163, 190, 193, 206, and
So they're all 50-footers?
I can keep going. And then there's a whole row at 340 to 350, that there's just a bunch of 50-footers in a row.
That's something we have to
Do I need to do my name and everything again? Okay. It's like, you know, like we have our tiny little house and we have a detached garage and it's like on that side. So it's not like hovering over our house. Well, it's like that weird shape. See how it's like, so it's like 100 by 200 and then that little county-owned piece? That's not us, because it's like, you see, I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
What our chairman was suggesting to me is that we really need to review and look at everything.
Of course, I understand.
Every which way, so we come up with a decision that's fair to all.
For sure. I mean, one-story house is great. But no, I get it, I understand, you know? Thank you very much.
No, unless you have any questions for me. Yeah, sure. I can give you this.
After the hearing on another matter that you presented, you contacted me a couple days later and asked if you could submit. And once we reserve, so you know you
Right.
can't submit. So.
Would you like additional time to submit?
The only thing I would have to submit is this.
Would you like time to submit?
Or you wanna hand it right now, or do you wanna?
I can hand this right
That would be
now.
perfect.
We'll
That's
do it
fine.
like the taxi.
Give it to that
Okay,
guy.
That's what you want. We'll
You
give
can
the
get time to
application.
submit.
I don't believe anything further to submit,
I'll
so
take that.
beyond this.
We could take that, that's fine.
Suggested it 3 times.
I know you should.
We'll make that part of the record. And those are a list of your homes that are 50-footers?
They're 50-footers, and I checked also the assessment roll to find the approximate size of each. And given the size of the lots, if you see anything over about 1,000 square feet, you know that has to be a 2-story structure, so. All
Okay, all right, thank you.
right, no
All
problem.
right, I'll take a motion to reserve.
Motion,
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Gary is
I'm
giving
gonna
us.
say Chris did it and Bill seconded it. Okay, let's do this quick because Chris's pumpkin is gonna, his car's gonna turn into a pumpkin, right, Chris?
Chris, why don't you,
No, we need him on this.
I wanna see who voted in 2000.
Yeah.
Plus, in my 39 years, I've been on time. Stare decisis, I intend to.
In 39 years, what?
Stare decisis.
In 39 years, what?
You've been on time.
Okay.
It's your birth one.
Everybody ready?
problem is that's early.
We are.
That would be a hard.
That'd be a hard one.
That would be, I don't know,
I don't think there's any stare decisis.
Are you guys holding these? What's going on?
No. Can we do this, guys? We're not off yet.
Yeah.
I need one.
No.
Shanita, do you have an extra for Ed? I just handed Ed's out.
Probably stuck mine in a
Oh
folder.
my gosh, Bill, yours, oh my God. This is chaos.
Hold on, Jay, we're not done, Jay.
Application number 102-26, 4 Sutton Court LLC. In accordance with the proposed written decision dated April 7, 2026, the application is granted permission to leave the dwelling in the egress window, denied permission to erect the second-story addition. On motion of?
Motion. Second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Application number 103-26, Harn Food LLC. In accordance with the proposed written decision dated April 7, 2026, the application is granted. On motion of?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Application number 104-26, D&G Realty Ventures. In accordance with the proposed written decision dated April 7, 2026, the application is denied the buffer relaxation adjacent to the residential homes, granted the buffer relaxation when adjacent to the Long Island Railroad only, and granted the remainder of the application as amended, which removed fencing from consideration. On motion of?
Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Okay, we have 11 accessory apartments to renew and 12 two-family family use onlys.
Taking a motion? Motion. Second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
That's a wrap.